Hi, my name is Sherry, and I blog at sherrygraham.com. And I'm so excited to have you guys here today. There's been something that's been on my heart a lot, and something I've been learning kind of how to apply to my own life and in my homemaking. And I'm excited to share it with you and share with you a little bit about a project that I've been working on. So the title of the video is The Key Ingredient to Getting Things Done. Now, I don't know about you, but when you look around your home, we probably all have areas, whether it's laundry or cleaning or paper piles or whatever it is, we don't have a plan in place to get those areas or those tasks taken care of in a timely manner. It's easy to get defeated, discouraged, the piles build up, we get constantly behind. You know how it goes. We're always feel like we're running late and very overwhelmed. I think we can all have areas of our lives that are like that. Now, the problem is not that we don't see the areas of our life that need attention, but the problem is that we sometimes feel totally helpless in knowing what to do about it. We know the laundry needs to get done, but we just don't have any idea how to put a system in place to get it done. Now, what I want to talk about, I guess I should share my key ingredient. The key ingredient then that I am learning is that you have to make decisions ahead of time how you are going to handle certain areas or tasks in your home. Now, I know it seems simple, and it seems so obvious, but I started thinking about different areas in my own life and things that have been weighing on me, whether it's some deep cleaning jobs that I need to get done, or whether it's paper piles that just keep getting bigger, or my kids' dressers overflowing with clothes that they're grown out of. I know that those are problems. I know I need to take care of it, but I just have no idea how to do it. So here's what I want to do to help. This has just been, it seems like whenever I have done a post on my blog about getting a system in place, whether it's laundry or cleaning or meal planning, and there's a ton of other areas, I started making a list of all the things in our lives that if we just had those decisions made ahead of time, how much less stress. And it's not that you, once you have a plan in place, that you don't have to do the work. You still have to do the work of getting it done, but much less stress is involved when you know how to handle it and you can move forward. So how I want to help is I am working on a brand new project. It's in the very, very early stages. I'm still just making an outline, but I'm working on a new book. I don't even have the title of it yet. I've just, God's just been bringing all these ideas to me of how I can help moms to try to implement some systems into their lives to make those decisions so that when the time comes that they need to get something done, they already know how they're supposed to handle it. It's just a matter of doing it. So that is what I'm going to be working on. Now, I want this book to be a source of encouragement, to be intentional in taking care of these areas of our home that need attention. And, I'm thinking of all kinds of things, not just kind of the regular homemaking things that we think about, but I'm thinking of even, how do you handle birthdays? What kind of family traditions do you have? How do you handle decluttering the kids' toys? What do you do when you want to have someone over for dinner? Do you have a plan in place for what needs to be done? There's just so many different areas, little things and big things that can be included in this. And so what I want this book to do is to be an encouragement by offering options. What my plan is to kind of divide up the book in sections based on the area of the home or the topic. And then under each topic, I'm going to have the different either kind of task type things or different headings under each topic. And under each of those, I will offer some different options of systems that you could put in place to deal with that. And then it allows you the freedom to try something. If it doesn't work, try something else, but it gives you some options to choose from to get you started. And that's my motivation. Now, what this book is not. This book is not going to tell you there's only one way to do something and it's the only way and it's the right way. One thing that I have learned as I've gotten older is that we go through different seasons in our lives. You know, we go through the seasons when we have very young children at home and babies. We go through seasons where we maybe have young children and older children. Maybe we're going through a season where our children are grown and we're empty nesters. Whatever your season of life is in, and that can not only be time-wise, but it could be maybe your schedule or your jobs or your health. You know, we all have things that happen in our lives that affect how our home runs. And so by providing some different options, I'm not going to tell you this is the only way to do it. I'm just providing some options for you to try and then see if they work for your family at the season of time that you are. So the important thing is that you begin making some of these decisions, you know, bit by bit and getting a system in place so that you can move forward and get that area in your home under control and running smoothly. So let me give you an example. Now, this is one area that I can just very easily share with you that it has changed over the years. I have not done it the same every year, and that's laundry. Now, you know, when my husband and I first got married over 26 years ago, when we first got married, it was just us. I could get by with doing laundry just once a week, you know, on Saturday. We were still in college. On Saturday, I'd go do my 2 loads of laundry and I was done for the week. Now, as kids started coming along, we had babies. Then it changed to I needed to do the baby clothes and the diapers every single day. I had a load to do. And then as we added more children and our lives changed more, I had to adjust. And so it's another example. I'll give you some examples, but that's another example how you have to change how you do some things as your life changes as well. So don't feel like you have to stay with one thing the whole time and feel like you're doing it wrong if you don't do it the same way all the time. So, for example, laundry is something that you have to do every week. Unless you have a boatload of clothes and you can get by with not doing laundry every week, most of us have to do it every week. And there's many different ways you can go about it. One is that you can just choose one day a week to do your laundry. You do the whole thing. You sort, you wash, you dry, you fold, you put away. Everything in one day. Just get it all done. That's one option. And that can work if you don't have a large family, I think. The larger family you have, the more clothes you're going to have, obviously, and doing it all in one day is probably not an option. But that is one option if you have a smaller family. Option number 2 is to maybe assign certain days of the week to different types of laundry. Now, I remember doing it this way at some point when we had babies. I assigned one day, like for example, you could have Monday be the baby laundry because I always washed all the baby clothes together instead of mixed in with everything else because they were always so little and I was afraid the little socks and things would get lost. So I would wash all the baby clothes together, and I also could use like special detergent that would be gentler and less strong for them. So you could have one day like Monday for baby clothes. Tuesday, you could wash sheets. Wednesday, you could do towels. Thursday, you could do the boys' clothes. Friday, you could do the girls' clothes. And then maybe the weekend, you could do you and your husband's clothes. or that's one option. Kind of divide it by your kids, divide it by if you have babies. That's one option you can do. And so I know some parents do this because they want to train their children to do their own laundry. So each of the kids, the boys have one day, they're responsible for getting their clothes, getting them washed and folded and put away. And so if you have children that are at that age, that is one option that you can do. The other option is, or another idea is to do one load a day. And you would have to just kind of gather enough laundry to do a load, whether it's a colored load or a white load or towels, just whatever seems like you need washed more. Gather them up, make a load, and just wash, dry, and fold and put away that one load every single day. Just do one load every day. So that is one option that you could do for laundry. There are lots of other different ways. Right now I do kind of a combination. Right now I used to do the majority of our laundry on Mondays. And, as I'm learning this myself, learning how to adjust to seasons of our lives, I realized, why do I always have to do it on Monday? Monday tends to be a very busy day. It's the first day back doing our homeschool. It just seems to be kind of a busy day. And so I decided, why can't I move it to Tuesday? So I now do the majority of our laundry on Tuesday. Monday is pretty much a day off from laundry. Oh, I guess my son does his laundry on Monday. So we do that one load on Monday. Tuesday, I wash all of the other clothes. I round up every single thing in the whole house, and I wash clothes, which it ends up being a load of colored clothes, a load of white clothes, a load of towels, and two loads of colored clothes. So all of those are washed and dried and hopefully folded and put away. Sometimes it spills into Wednesday, but it's all washed and dried on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, that is kind of my day to finish up if I didn't get everything folded, and I'm terrible at doing that. So that's something I need to work on. But Wednesday is a day that I kind of finish up folding, get everything put away, and have that all done. Thursday, I wash sheets every other week, and I just have that put in my task manager system to remind me on the Thursday that I need to wash sheets. So I round up everybody's sheets that day, we wash them, make beds, and we're done with that. On Friday, I found that if I did not do a little bit more laundry during the week, the one day a week, the Tuesday that I do laundry, it's too much. So what I do is on Fridays, I just round up everybody's clothes, and I usually have by Friday, from Tuesday to Friday, I have a nice big load of colored clothes that I can wash. And so I just wash the colored clothes and get them dried and folded and put away. And then that usually takes care of our main laundry then. And I know it's kind of spread out, but the majority of it is done on the one day, which kind of leaves the rest of the week a little bit of a break. I do have my husband's work clothes. He works construction, and he has to wear fire retardant clothes. And so I keep all of his clothes separate, partly because they get really dirty. So I usually wash his clothes on Wednesdays and Fridays. I do a load, and that usually takes care of his clothes. It's not a big deal to do one load in a day. It's kind of funny as your life changes. You go from thinking that 2 loads of laundry on Saturday is a lot, and then you start doing a load a day, and then you're doing more than a load a day. And anyway, it's kind of interesting. But laundry is one area. Now, that's just one example for you of choosing a system and figuring out what works for you at the season of life that you're in right now, and then trying to implement that. And I'm just really, really excited as I work on my outline for this book, and I think of all the different areas. I can just think of so many things in my own life that if I just had a decision made ahead of time. Let me give you another example, and that is my kids' clothes. Now, I've got 5 kids, and it's a challenge to keep up with, going through their drawers and pulling out the clothes that's too small. And, I know it needs to be done, but part of my problem is I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bags of clothes when I'm done with them. I can get them out of the drawers, but then what? Are they going to sit in grocery, bags on my floor in the kitchen until I figure out what I'm going to do with them? So this summer, I made a choice. I made a decision what I was going to do with these clothes, and for me, we have a local ministry here where we live that they offer free clothes. It's kind of like a Salvation Army, but it's not, because they don't charge at all for their clothes. It's geared towards children, and they do have some adult clothes as well. And actually they do, because I gave them some of my clothes even, but they take donations of clothes, and they go through them and stock their shelves, and people can come in, and I think they can get like up to 10 items at one time. And I know it is a huge, huge blessing to those in our community who struggle, with having enough money to clothe their kids. I know I loaded up a huge bag of coats and hats and mittens and stuff. We just had an abundance of them, and the kids were outgrowing them. So I bagged all of them up and took them down, and I know they're going to be used well. So I made that decision that I was going to go through their clothes, and that's where those clothes were going to go. And as soon as I had made that decision and I knew where those clothes were going to go, it was like I was free to actually do the work of getting those clothes sorted out and getting their drawers cleaned. And it was a wonderful feeling, because I not only have decluttered and taken care of this area of my home that needed attention, but I knew what I was going to do, and I was able to bless other people in the process. So that's just another example, but I can just think, that's not the only option, for clothes. That would be one option that I would list in my book. Another option could be, maybe you have some friends that have kids that are a little bit younger than yours that you could pass your clothes on to. I have, several friends who do that. They pass clothes around to each other. They say, okay, I'm going to pass this size clothes onto this person and this clothes onto this person. And then they pass them on to other people. I mean, that's another way that you can do it. So what I want to do in this book is to just provide you with ideas and options that can get you started into making decisions so that you can move forward and to get these things done, the attention, to live intentionally. That has been my focus on my blog ever since maybe not since I first started it, because I first started it really as a homeschool record-keeping blog for myself, but it's been my focus on helping you to be intentional. And that is what I'm just so excited about this book, because I think it's going to be something that will bless you, will be a resource that you can go back to again and again as the seasons of your life changes and you want to, maybe you need to shift how you do something. But I think there is so much, I think people are going to experience so much freedom once they have made those decisions ahead of time, how they're going to deal with something, so that when the time comes, they've already decided, they know what they're going to do, and it's just a matter of doing the work, which for some of us, that can be a challenge too. But I've personally experienced just the freedom that you can have when you've made those decisions ahead of time. So lots and lots of ideas I keep brainstorming and coming up with more ideas, but I'm excited about it. And I will be, as I'm working on the book, I'm going to do some more videos too that kind of maybe touch on some of the topics that I'm going to be covering in the book, just to give you a little more kind of some tips and helps along the way as I work on the book. And I'm just excited about it. I think this is an area that many people struggle with, that whether you're a brand new homemaker and just don't know where to begin, maybe you weren't trained on how to do things when you were growing up, or you're a long-time homemaker and you're just overwhelmed with life right now and just need some help focusing. So I'm looking forward to it. And if you want to keep informed of this book and to learn when more videos are available, feel free to hop on over to my blog at sherrygraham.com and subscribe to my newsletter. And I will let you know via my newsletter where I'm at with the book when I'm working on it. And I'll let you know when more videos are available. And you'll also receive blog posts and different things throughout the week. So does anybody have any questions for me before we close this out? I don't want to close it out before opening it up to anyone. Thank you to each of you who have taken the time to listen today. And I hope that it was an encouragement to you. And I'm looking forward to continuing to share in the days ahead. So if you have a question, feel free just to type it in the chat, or you can leave a comment. If you're watching on my blog here, feel free to leave a comment in the comments below, and I will get back with you in the comments if you have a question. But I look forward to doing more. And thank you again for taking the time. I pray it was a blessing to you. And I just pray that God would bless you as you strive to be the homemaker, the wife, the mom that God wants you to be. Thank you for joining, and take care. Till the next video. Bye-bye.